Everyone ready?
Are we in initiative?
Not right now.
Okay.
Start suffering already.
Where we left off last time, Therrin was getting covered in dark, eyeball, teeth-filled goop.
Sam says, Therrin, we like you for who you are now.
Covered in goo?
You're not here. Shut up.
The Umbra has decided to answer their request, and as their semi-liquid body pours over Therrin, you can feel growth entering your body through your skin, like tiny veins merging with yours.
Okay, I was going to say no comment on that.
You will find it hard to comment right now as your throat is quite full.
No comment.
Now, say that with a ball gag in your mouth to make it sound more authentic.
No comment.
As the connection begins to flicker into your brain, you start to hear thoughts that aren't yours, dancing around in the empty spaces in your head. And you can start to feel memories you have getting looked at. You can feel memories you've kept to yourself being shared with somebody. Like someone's flicking through a picture book of your life, and they aren't giving much back. Perhaps suppressed memories are coming to the surface. Things Dominique might have said to you, that your sister might have done to show you up. Things that have happened to publicly embarrass you in Rogueport.
Therrin's pulse quickens, is embarrassed by all the things that have happened in her past, especially with her family. Therrin also, resolves to think about everything Dominique. If she's loud, I don't know.
Therrin,
how hard
please
this
make
is
a
for
will
her.
save.
Oh, okay. Ten.
The more you tried to hold on to these memories, the harder it gets. And you got a 10?
Yes.
While the Umbra is able to keep circling back to Dominique, it's becoming readily apparent to the both of you how much she's been a part of each tangent of your life. From her influence over your relationships with other groups, people. Looking back, with the maturity you have now, you can even see where as a child she was manipulating relationships around you to position you for better marriage down the road. Even the other kids you hung out with were a ploy by her. She always seemed to have this really nasty look for a specific dragon back in town.
Man, just overcome with her life's biggest regret of, well, I guess it's not really her fault, but, this happened to her. Just overcome. I mean, Therrin is, I think the right word is bereft with grief over not having control because she's been trying to exert her control over her life in the last couple months.
Therrin, please make a will save.
Another one. 11. Doing a little better.
The alterations to your body, let us say, begin to feel like fire under your skin. And the Umbra pulls away from you slowly, lifting you up off the deck of the ship, and you can feel the ocean air hit you. Cold and wet. You are plopped on the deck of the ship, and the Umbra extends itself upward like a gigantic spider, pulling in on itself and concentrating its form, lowering its abdomen down until it splits off into 2 feet and takes on the shape of a large beaver.
Dominique is a beaver?
I mean, I don't know
How
how
are you
aware I
doing,
am.
Therrin?
Oh, okay.
You may be disorientated.
Yeah, if she's allowed, Therrin's going to think about, even think harder about all the times she's seen her mother exert any sort of like authority with her or with their underlings. Anything where she has witnessed her mother be the most ruthless and domineering. I mean, I guess Therrin is doing this to looking for a sign that if it's enough or not. So she's not going to give up.
As you sort through these thoughts, please make one final will save.
A little bit better. 12.
The connection between you and the Umbra was not broken when they dropped you on the floor of the ship. You can feel them in your head, crawling around like a swarm of insects, and apathies forming from them. You feel a juxtaposition between yourself and your mother, and this primal directive burning inside of the Umbra. And it seems to be taking on some of your indignation. Seeing somebody else in your position with a force that they can't really effectively fight is making them deeply frustrated that they have to go return this thing, and that when they're done, they may die. And that'll be the sum of their life.
Oh, so I'm seeing some of the... I'm getting some thoughts back from the thing.
They're bleeding out into you.
Okay, I'm like disconnected from it now?
No.
Okay.
It has constructed the proper instruments in your body. Your brain has extra stuff now.
Cool.
You're connected.
Okay. Am I physically connected anymore?
No.
Oh, I see.
Does Therrin have the aberration subtype?
Aberration subtype query to be continued at a later time.
Let's see. So I just thought about all the worst things possible, trying to dump any thought I had about Dominique into the thing. Am I getting the impression that it's over?
Sense motive, please.
Okay. Man, just middling today. That is a 10.
The Umbra looks at you in this form you haven't seen before and stalks towards you with its arms outstretched.
Is this a big black goopy beaver?
Yes.
And it's coming to me with its arms outstretched?
Yeah, like it wants to pounce on you.
Let's see. I'm aware that it is doing some sort of suicide mission.
You are now aware of that, yes.
So it's on a suicide mission, but like I got nothing else from it, like any sort of other emotion.
It has similar emotions to its position in life that you have in yours, with how its life has basically been written for it. And it sees that in how your life's been.
She's like laying on the deck of the boat.
Yes, you're on your butt.
Okay. Therrin reaches out a paw, like not aggressively, sort of like take my paw.
It grabs both of your paws with gooey digits it currently has and slams them into the deck of the ship and violently lurches about over you, gradually taking on your mother's visage, and it is hating doing it. While it doesn't have a visual representation of what is forcing it to do what it has to do, you do, and that seems painful for it.
Wait, so what Therrin is visualizing is what it's manifesting, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Ah.
It hates your mother.
Aw, they're bonding.
And when the transformation is complete, it sneers and leans up and slowly begins walking away from you to below deck.
Well, having not, God, probably haven't seen her mother since Rogueport, so, like, she was just muzz to muzz, like, mother right in front of her face.
Uncomfortably close. It might have been able to see through your eyes. Your brain is feeling a little fuzzy in the frontal lobe areas. Assuming that this is the level of understanding Therrin has of anatomy.
I think the voice in the sky just called you dumb.
I think you have a headache.
Does Therrin still have any like goopy bits on her?
Therrin, you are clear of sticky goopy bits.
Okay.
You're in fact cleaner than before the process started.
Oh, no seawater. Yeah, I was in the sea.
Yeah, no salt, no seawater, no itchy skin.
I'm sure I have matted fur, though. I look a fright.
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's see. So it's just gone at this point, right?
It's headed down to the lower decks of the ship. How are Sam and Bada doing?
Sam runs forward.
Just a second. You do that. That's fine. But like, she props herself up with one arm, and she yells to it, if it's still in earshot, like, "Did you get it? Did you get it?"
The Umbra will turn towards you and squint at you, reading into you, and when it nods, you can feel the muscles in your neck want to nod with it.
Is this something I can resist? Like, do I have to...
You can absolutely resist. It takes very little effort.
Okay, but it just surprises me. It's probably... Okay.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't force you to nod your head, but you can feel the muscle memory
Okay.
trying to prompt it.
Therrin grabs her throat at that feeling.
Bata's just gonna nod towards the Umbra as it walks past. I assume it's walking past.
The Umbra pays Bada little mind.
Sam went past the Umbra and goes to Therrin and like holds his hands out but doesn't quite touch her. It's just like, what'd you do that for? Are you okay? What happened?
So, I Therrin probably didn't know you were there until you said something. So, just being shocked by hearing...
Sam yelled at Therrin before the goo totally collapsed on her.
I'm pretty sure I was not listening.
Wow.
What a,
Just wow.
Wow.
what a wonderful friend.
Are you going to put a guilt trip on me? Like, whoa, dude, I said something and you're beating my goo. Like, come on, dude. You had your hand out? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Therrin's shaky paw, like, reaches for your extended hand, trying to get up from this. Hopefully you'll help her up. That's the intent of, you know.
There's no gooey bits on her?
No gooey bits.
Does it matter?
Yes. Sam
Isn't
helps
it
her up.
raining? And isn't it just awful out there? I don't know. I forget now.
It was sunshine and rainbows. It was morning.
it was morning.
You were drenched because you fell in the water.
Right. And I'm sorry. What did you say to... Oh, I can feel the Umbra in my mane.
It's crawling in your head right now.
I'm sorry. What did you say to her?
Why did you do that? Are you okay? What happened?
I think I'm okay. I'm sorry. I had to do that. And she looks up at Sam with, like, tears coming down her face, just still in shock.
Sam has a quizzical look, but says nothing and hugs Arden. Therrin.
But you're important too, Therrin, we promise.
It's the innate dyslexia.
Sam has Arden in mind. That's what's really happening.
He's hugging you but thinking of me.
Like, how do I feel? Like, is it up to me how I feel? Like,
Yes.
okay, just, like, fucking exhausted, like, shaking like a leaf, because she's encountered the really only thing that's really scared her, and she can never defeat. You know, and I'm being hugged now. Therrin returns the hug and, like, just sobs into his neck or wherever her muzzle lands. Oh, that's right. You have monkey neck floof?
Yes.
She cries into the monkey neck floof. Sorry. It's long, so it's going to get hard to get out.
Okay. Is there any way to, like, get a sense of what happened?
You have all the clues observed during the event.
Bot is gonna go up to these two hugging fools and
Fools.
Boy.
you did well, Therrin, and he's gonna help Therrin up. You should go below deck.
So Therrin, I guess, is standing up now, wipes her eyes, and says, "Thank you, Bada. You were right. I'm okay. I feel something, but I'm okay. So thank you." And she looks him right in the eyes when she says that.
Bot is gonna look around nervously, hopefully thinking to himself that she is okay, in fact, because now he's concerned.
But I think you about as know as well as I do if I'm okay or not.
Much less so more now if you're thanking me for some random reason.
Yeah, I guess just still flabbergasted. Therrin asked Spada, is this what it was like for you?
For me, no, I've only heard stories and they never end well. So I'm glad that you're fine.
Words of comfort. Most people die.
Yes. But most people don't have intentions of. They have different intentions of why they're facing the Umbra. You are okay, right?
Therrin takes a step back, looks her paws over, looks herself over.
Therrin, you were very clean.
Sparkly even.
In the morning sun.
What's the fluff level?
Are you gonna roll for that?
Very high fluff level.
Yeah, so Therrin is kind of amazed by how clean she looks. Didn't expect that. Don't think anybody did. My head feels a bit fuzzy, and I feel like something giving me these feelings, but that's about it. I didn't really know what to expect. I guess this means we know this is going to be part of the plan. I believe this thing just seemed angry and sad, right? That's all I can really put into it. It didn't. Well, I mean, I think it just pushed me against the deck because it was angry, but I don't think I have anything to fear from it. I don't know what it's going to go do, though. I don't think I can face that thing right now, though.
Well, meanwhile in the galley.
These Bada cakes are flat, Zaw says.
They are.
Bada flats.
Yes. Are we alone in the galley?
Just you and Zaz.
Perfect. Arden leans in real close to Zos and whispers in his ear, "I need you to do me a favor."
Zaz looks up at you. What is it?
I need you to steal 6 knives from the galley here and hold on to them for me.
Okay. You want me to have knives?
I do, because depending on how things go when we land, I'm going to need to rely on you to help make sure we're all safe. Can you do that?
Yeah, sure. What got you coming around to this way of thinking?
Arden frowns. Is there a horn in the galley?
Yes.
I just want to make sure that we're safe. I'll explain it to you when we get closer to landing. Just hold on to them, keep them close, and keep them with you.
Okay. And then they scamper off and start stealing stuff. Every once in a while they look up to see if anyone's watching.
I pat Zos on the head and return to my room.
Sam was trying not to be insensitive, but asked Therrin, "Is that what your mother looked like?"
Solemnly but confidently, Therrin just looks down and says yes.
Sam nods and kind of helps guide Therrin back to the steps.
Sam, we suddenly have an extra passenger. Do you think this is going to be a cause of concern with the crew?
Considering who it's supposed to be, and that as far as we know, it can change into and out of whatever form it wants at will, we may not need to deal with that.
Therrin pipes up, goes like, "You told me." I don't think that if it wanted to change to whatever it wanted, it would not be Dominique right now.
Then we need to maybe convince it to not show its face so much.
Just out of character. We are the only passengers in the ship, right?
You're the only passengers on the ship, yes.
Okay, so one more would definitely be a stowaway situation. Okay.
Or just pay for it. I don't know. Or we haven't seen or heard about the captain in a while.
I mean, we could just have them stay in a room. It's not like it needs to eat, or, if it wants to leave, it can literally slide out the window and down the side of the ship and into the ocean and do whatever it wants.
But they're saying it can't. It has to be.
It has to be?
It has to be circled.
That is Therrin's opinion.
That is not factual scientific information.
Therrin is not scientific.
At the very least, we should convince it not to just walk around on the boat.
Oh, are we all gonna go?
We are all going to go.
This thing?
Yeah.
Is it like a trail, like goop trail? Is it scratching the wall? Is it like
As you go on your way to your room, there is an indent in one of the walls where it looks like a fist.
my room, Therrin's room?
Just on the way down the hall.
Oh, just a room?
There's a small part of the wall with a fist that broke through the first layer of wood.
I'm assuming we're going down the hallway. Yes.
Does your mom have anger issues?
Oh, does she have issues?
It's not just anger issues. As Therrin at least moves like behind the two, still following them, but letting one or both of you like go before her. Therrin's going to offer the hesitantly grabs Bada as you guys like get closer to the room that it's obviously in.
Whose room?
Yeah, whose name is on the door?
Bada.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
He'll just sleep with Arden from now on.
Whoa. That escalated.
Yeah, Battle's just gonna grab Therrin's shoulder and be like, okay, well, if the Umbra's staying in my room, then we'll be fine. I don't think it's going to be of concern. And we leave.
Yeah, I go nap. I'm tired. I would assume that was probably. Yeah, I was in the ocean and got tentacle eaten. I think it's reasonable that Therrin's tired.
And you've had new things built into your body.
Well, it's not any physical manifestation, right? I don't have like a fucking goo eye patch or something.
Nothing on the outside of your body. It's all internal infrastructure that's been upgraded.
You feel bloated.
Therrin has really bad gas.
No,
Roll for gas.
No, please no. It's like, well, Bada.
Therrin will go to bed. Bada, how are you doing?
Sam suggests that maybe we should go tell Arden what happened.
yes.
Oh,
We should.
Being the eminent
Nah.
Thank you, Sam.
Umbra expert.
Let's just let that be a surprise when it happens.
okay. So I don't even ask for it. You just take me to our room and I
Drop you off there, yeah.
fall asleep.
Therrin, go plop.
But with Sam, she'll be fine. She'll be fine.
Is that black ooze coming out of her ears? It's fine.
So Sam,
So, Bada, we go find Arden.
I guess we should.
Is the sound of like cutlery coming from the galley, or it's just like?
So Zaz did not stop at 6 knives.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah,
They got complete sets with the salad fork and the soup spoons.
just
It's a fancy ship.
Are we walking in on this?
They are. You don't see them, but you hear them, and they're headed toward their broom.
Yeah, they can't sneak anymore.
Not with that stuff on them.
So they're depositing their ill-gotten goods.
it was just 6 knives and not all the cutlery in the galley because Willikers, somebody might notice that there's something to eat with in the next 2 weeks.
At what point does Bata and Sam run into Sauce?
You hear the door to their room close as you're passing by. You didn't see them enter, but you have that sense that they're right on the other side of that door with a bunch of cutlery in their arms, probably.
Sam's gonna put his ear to the door. Like, Zouse,
Yes.
remember when we talked about how sometimes stealing is the right thing?
This was the right thing.
That was Sauce.
That it's too much of the right thing.
No. This is perfect. It's just what Arden asked me to do. Get a little extra.
Sam contemplates for a moment. Arden asked you to take all of the.
They asked me to take these knives and protect you guys with them.
Sauce,
They did. They really did.
Sam just stutters.
Sauce, can you open the door?
I could, but I feel like I'm thinking.
I think I also told Zos not to tell anybody about it.
I'm not decent. You can't come in. And then you hear like this little lock.
What room is this?
Their little room. Their room.
I thought these doors didn't have locks.
They have latches. Which are not locks, apparently.
He faked the lock sound.
Sense motive.
I believe him.
I'll do it. Wherever that is at the bottom, because it's an S. I only got a 9. Sam only got a 9.
Wow, their room has a lock.
His room gets a lock.
Jesus.
Sam pushes on the door anyway.
The door opens. And inside, Zos is sitting in a chair with one leg over the other and no cutlery in sight. And they see you and then they start whistling to themselves.
Sam is rolling a spot check. It's a natural 20.
Like the
He
glint in
sees
his eyes.
everything.
There's like a tiny little piece of light that's reflected off like a piece of knife that's sticking out like a little. Yeah, like.
So Zaz may have hid those underneath their pillow. And you can see a little glimmer.
That sounds terribly uncomfortable.
And it looks like a set of 6 ordinary knives, forks, spoons. You've got salad forks, soup spoons, and those. You use them to eat seafood.
Oh,
The little crab fork things?
Crab fork.
This is an insanely fancy galley to have all of this.
Also weird they have no cook despite all this fancy silverware.
Yes. Okay. Sam goes forward, scoots out to the side a little, and lifts up the pillow.
They, as you reach to lift up the pillow, they put their 2 paws on it and look at you like, "Please don't do it."
Zouse, is that all the silverware you could find?
No, I left lots of silverware. I swear.
But certainly you took so much that they're going to notice it's gone.
Diplomacy check.
Thankfully, that's a 26.
You see the calculations going off in their eyes, and every single one of them seems to think you're right. Take back the fancy ones.
Yes, please, Zouse. And then what did Arden ask you to do specifically?
Not tell anyone about.
He doesn't mean us, obviously. Just everybody else.
They had mentioned knives. I figured you should have a complete set so people aren't suspicious.
But you have all sorts of things here that aren't knives.
Could I keep the regular forks and spoons?
You could have one set.
But I do need 6 knives. They were very clear, 6 knives.
6 knives.
6 knives. So it only makes sense to have 6 sets of silverware.
I think the number 6 was specific for all of us.
Okay, I'll put stuff back.
Thank you.
They grab their stuff, except for the knives, and start going back to the galley.
And Bada just watches this whole time, apparently.
Confused.
Confused?
Oh my god. I'm gonna follow Sauce for a moment and just. Hey, Sauce.
Yes.
Why did Arden ask you to do this?
I don't know, but I jumped on the opportunity.
All right, I'm gonna go have a talk with Arden then.
Ooh.
Oh my god, you goobers. Sam, do you want to come with?
Sam will follow Bada.
Okay.
So, Bada and Sam head to Arden's room.
Knock, 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 knock. Are you decent?
One moment. Arden takes a piece of his ratty green cloak that he got in the swamp that is probably filled with a disgusting amount of swamp.
Swampy.
Very. And tears a chunk off of it and stuffs it in the horn in his room.
You do not have much difficulty ripping that cloth.
Yeah, fucking free cloak. Get what you paid for. And once he has stuffed enough fabric in the horn to be satisfied, he opens the door and says, yes.
Curious question. Why did Sauce...
Hey, let's talk about it in my room.
Okay.
Please come in.
I guess we come in. Potter walks in. Sam.
Walks in.
So if you could please close the door behind you.
The one without locks.
Yes, the one without locks. The one that dampens sound.
Sam.
Oh my god, Arden closes the door.
Well, Sam was the last one in.
He was gonna do it.
Hey, it's totally believable that Arden just goes, slam.
Okay, so I don't know the full detail of this. I've spoken very little to the captain. But we've got these weird horn things that are used for communication, but is also a good means of listening to what people are saying and doing on the ship. And you guys have repeatedly referred to Miss Wedgerson as Therrin.
Miss Richardson?
Arden sighs and gives Bada a very sad look. So, potentially, the captain could be listening to us. I did observe that she brought a series of glass bottles with her. I do not know if she is an alcoholic or potentially planning to poison us, gas us, or, something unpleasant so that she could possibly render us unconscious and turn in the bounty for Therrin, which would be a pretty good maiden voyage for this ship.
Arden.
Samuel?
She brought all the glass before she knew any of us were on the ship?
Yes, but she could have seen the ledger beforehand.
But
Why
would the captain have stuff to take people out before they know even who we are?
Because apparently Dominique has some vast, complicated, and circuitous spy network for monitoring people, and I do not trust that we will get a warm reception to Workport if somebody knows that we are coming. And technically there is also a possibility that there might be a bounty on my head for being the sole witness from the order to see the headmaster die, and some of the information I sent off before we left. But it's been a couple weeks. I don't know how that's circulated.
Are you sure we should be landing in Rogueport directly?
I don't think we have a choice at this point. Plus, a vessel of this size couldn't exactly, land on a beach unless we were to row out, and spiders.
I mean, Sam would know if there's any sort of other ports nearby.
Not particularly.
Oh, no.
So, you were inquiring about what I asked Zoss to do.
Yes.
These doors don't have locks. So, a simple rudimentary quick fix lock is to take a heavy object and slam the knife into the door frame to prevent somebody from opening the door.
And here I thought you had some big fancy magic solution.
I do if we have to get off of the ship promptly, depending on how soon it is that we have to dock. There were some preparations I want to make the night beforehand, just in case we need to make a Therrin-style escape. Oh, a Bree-style escape.
Thank you.
Damnation.
So it's not just us.
Just was telling you.
It's not just us.
Oh God.
Well, Zaus aside for the moment. Right after Therrin left the galley,
Yes.
she went up to the deck, and the Umbra was there.
What?
Bree communed with the Umbra.
And I'm
Did any of the deck crew see that?
That's a good. We asked this last session, and I forgot what you said.
What I said was, if I remember correctly, I'll roll checks for that later.
Oh, okay.
Regardless, how is Therrin?
She seems shaken, but she says she's fine.
How about the Umbra?
she looks okay.
Arden frowns. She looks okay.
Well, the Umbra ended their whatever that was by turning into what Therrin confirmed was the exact visage of her mother.
Arden rubs his temples and takes off his glasses. The Umbra turned into Dominique Perch on the deck of this ship.
Yeah, we Bada and I and Therrin tried to go find it to talk to it, but Therrin said that was a bad idea. Bree said that was a bad idea.
Arden sits down. Okay. Dominique Perch has emerged from a nightmare creature and is currently upset and hanging around the ship.
And punched a hole in the wall
Punched a hole in the wall. Okay, well,
of Bada's room.
that was that thud. I just as much assumed that was. I was hoping that was cargo or something. But okay, it could be worse because obviously nobody's got their knives to our throat right now. So either they're too scared or not concerned for some reason.
I mean, from what I've heard, Dominique Perch coming out of a nightmare creature sounds about right. So Sam has this big grin on his face.
Perhaps they think this is normal.
I do not like to judge people on their reputations, but I have heard literally nothing nice about her. I haven't even heard she has good teeth. Well, I guess as auxiliary ship mage, I should probably have a word with the captain.
Is there any reason to alert them to what's going on if they don't even?
Oh, no. I just want to know when we're going to land and the general state of affairs because it's too quiet for what just happened.
It's been quiet our whole time.
Suspiciously, hasn't it?
Yeah, now that you pointed out, yes.
Which is, Arden points to the listening horn and the stuffed cloak shred coming out of it. I suspect that we're probably being listened to pretty much all the time here. And I still don't know what that captain had in their vials, and regardless of premeditation, there is something strange going on here.
When is there not something strange going on around us?
As the whole crew looks at the GM.
The crew's busy elsewhere.
All listening to the horn with like eating popcorn. I believe Arden's like 2 seconds away from suggesting we kill the entire crew.
I will have you all know that Arden is currently the only party member without blood on their hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sam?
It's not a sad thing. It's not a character thing. It's like, you're really going to take the moral high ground when you work for an organization that's dedicated to oppressing knowledge and
That should not be out of character.
I quit that shit.
The door to your chamber, you hear a knocking.
Wouldn't that open the door?
It could if you were forceful.
Arden sighs, replaces his glasses on his face, and says, "Can I help you?"
Are you doing okay in there?
Bata's gonna slowly walk over to the horn and remove the cloth.
Arden gives Bata a sharp glare and points to put the thing back in the horn.
Bata shakes his head for a moment.
Do we recognize the voice speaking on their side?
No. Seems to be a little gruff, maybe a taller person.
Everything is okay. How can I help you?
Your horn wasn't working anymore. We wanted to make sure it was working right. Those are really important, especially for emergencies.
They are. I'm sorry, Arden rolls his eyes. Feeling seasick and the sea air flowing through the horn was making me a bit nauseous, so I put something in there to help calm my stomach.
Oh, well, toughen up, Buttercup. You're on the waves.
Arden does not respond.
Salmon bottom back away.
It's like went sideways. Oh god.
It's like, oh no.
He's gonna blow us all up.
Well, make sure not to get that thing stuffed or throw up in it. We're restocking the kitchen, so feel free to help yourself to food.
Yes, thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.
Trot.
Yeah, whatever.
Is that the first crew member that's talked to us?
Literally. Like, they didn't even speak to me when I was trying to get Therrin out of the water. It was, like, super bizarre. I think the captain might have cut their tongues out.
Are you saying this in character?
Because I was. Well, Arden, you were right about the horns.
Arden looks like his head's about to explode. I don't know what you're talking about, Sam.
As Bata slowly plugs the horn back down.
Are you filling the horn again?
Wait, are you asking? Are you in character?
Yes, I believe you said you were filling the horn.
I didn't say it out loud.
The voice is coming out of the horn. You said what now? You're feeling the horn?
Oh, wait, no, that hallway voice left.
This is a question as the game master.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the voice to the door.
No.
Yes, I am plugging up the hole again.
Clop, clop, clop.
Yes, so I think I need to have a word with the captain and possibly a word with the Umbra. We have an understanding, and if it is upset, I think we need to have a conversation just to make sure that we're on the same page.
Okay, you can definitely have a conversation. I won't stop you from doing that. But Arden, when your
Yes.
conversation with Therrin, with Bree,
God, we are master spies here.
your conversation with Bree was rather strong. I would suggest just a little more tact in your requests for people to do tasks.
You said that Therrin was sleeping. I was going to speak to the Umbra.
You should have some tact when speaking to the Umbra as well. Perhaps even more so.
I will see how it is. It had not expressed emotion. Well, not that sort of emotion.
Bree says it is very angry.
Yes, and that's why I want to talk to it. Because we have an agreement that must be upheld, and it has a certain goal that it needs to fulfill and a goal that it wants to fulfill. And we were going to have an opportunity to work with that, but this was an unexpected outcome because I did not expect it to do it right here on the goddamned boat.
I think the boat will be okay, but the docks will not.
I don't think the crew concerns me. Yes?
Did you fall in?
Let me give it to you this way, Mr. I'm sorry, what is your name?
Manual.
Manuel the Laborer. Cute.
He's a sailor.
don't think it works like that.
Your monkey friend's right.
That was out of character.
So I will leave the horn shut if I feel like it. If you have a concern about that, then we'll consider my preferences next time I'm on shift as a ship mage and something happens to come by that needs destruction. I need my peace and quiet to study my spell book and research my notes and work on my scrolls. And if I cannot get the privacy to do that, then I will have words with the captain personally.
Intimidate check.
So that's a 15.
Oh, I'll let the captain know. Clop, 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 clop.
It's a horse.
Turns out it's a goat. But Arden shrugs. So anyway,
Bree is sleeping in her cabin, for the record.
yes. And, I mean, she's still alive and, seems to still have all of her mental faculties, correct? She's just tired?
She looked okay.
I am not a psychiatrist, but I will take that as I will until she next awakens.
Cannot speak to her emotional or mental state.
That is a volatile subject, regardless. But I understand what you're saying, but since she is unconscious, I will not wake her. Because she's probably just been through a very physically demanding task, if not mentally. If it was anything like my mental experience with it, it is quite draining and quite invasive. So...
Yes, that's why we came to you.
Yes. Can I speak to the captain and then the Umbra, please? Or do we have more to discuss here?
Sam looks at him. Are you asking me for permission?
Bada's gonna skip Arden a bustling look because this is a first. Look, you may just keep your words in check. That's all we're asking.
I will try. I don't know exactly what it did to her, but she probably made a great sacrifice just now, potentially, and probably just had a very traumatizing experience. And I do want to talk to her about that when she's conscious. And I know that, yes, I should be more careful with her, especially if she's like part Umbra.
I don't think you have to fear her, but just she's not as tough as she lets on.
Yes, that's becoming gradually more apparent.
I will listen in if you go to the Umbra.
I'm going to the captain first.
Okay. Just let me know. For back.
How will you locate the captain?
Well, I assume we have a separate person for the helmsman, right?
Yes.
Then I will go to the captain's quarters
Why don't you just use the horn?
because I want to talk to her in person.
Yes, but you can locate her by using the horn.
Unfortunately, mine seems to be strangely out of commission.
Alrighty. There's a note on the door to the captain's quarters. Currently conducting Operation B. We'll be back later. Speak to helmsman for assistance.
Arden rolls his eyes.
Operation Bree. B. Exactly.
Oh no.
Arden makes his way to the helm.
There's a single person over there.
Oh, is he looking for romance? Sorry.
Well, there's a single person up there, apparently the helmsman, taking care of the operations.
Greetings. I'm looking for the captain.
Hello, I am not the captain,
Good call.
says a bedraggled wolf.
Do you know where I might find the captain?
Oh, below deck.
Where exactly below deck?
Second floor. It's behind the pantry.
Secret passage?
Yes.
Oh, for the love of... It's a boat.
It's not very secret.
If he's telling you to see it.
Yeah.
Are you with him and just said that?
I don't think I don't think we're both with him, right? No.
Okay. And how does one access this secret passage in the pantry?
Through the wine closet.
It's a wine closet? Jesus. This is like 4-star dining, but like no cook.
Brought wine bottles.
They also have like
Just go down it.
Full-on cuisine cutlery, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't question it. Just do like a diva turn out of the room and go down there.
Yep. Arden turns around and goes down to the galley and looks for the wine rack.
Slowly turning him into Arden Winterson.
Arden leaves, slowly watched by the wolf as they go.
Watched?
Slowly.
How so?
They turn their head to you gradually and watch you go down the stairs and go out of view and then turn back to the sea.
While he's single.
Yes, Arden goes down to the galley and into the pantry and...
Search check.
Oh, that's intelligence based. Yay. I have a meager 11.
You enter the wine closet and you see very little wine here. You do, however, see on the opposite side of the wine closet a lot of empty bottles.
Not of wine.
They once might have been wine.
Okay, well, I guess the logical thing here to be tap the walls and look for a false back.
You quickly locate a false wall.
Arden knocks on it rather loudly and says, "Captain, a word?"
Listen check.
That's a 3.
The wall opens up just a hair, and a single beady eye looks through. What do you want with the captain? And there's a smell that hits your nose.
Are we going to describe the smell?
Thick, sort of, kind of lacquer smell, like oil.
Oh, taxidermy. Does this look like the owl I encountered before?
No. The little beady eye seems to be coming from some kind of monitor lizard.
Arden gently pokes the toe of his boot in the crack in the door and says, "I need to speak with the captain. Are they available?"
You got a second, boss? Yeah. Little owl makes its way over to the wall and opens it up and looks up at you. You didn't see anything. Nothing at all. What can we do for you?
What do I see now that the door's open?
A alchemy lab. You see an alchemy lab in all its glory.
Oh,
And the part of the crew you've been trying to find for the whole of this trip. Working.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh my God, Frankenstein. I don't really care what you're doing back here.
Good.
Just as long as it does not bring any harm to the people I'm protecting.
You should be fine if you don't consume any of this.
Judging by the odor, I don't think anybody should consume this.
As you say that, a puff of smoke comes out of a bottle, almost freshly sealed. They're just getting right ready to plop it right on, and you can almost swear you see a skull in the smoke.
Okay, so I have a plus 17 to spellcraft. I can ID magical potions by sight.
Go for it.
That's a 31.
That potion is a potion called Poison that quickly eliminates somebody's constitution score if they were to drink it.
Okay, that is very lethal.
We work for the families in Roqueport.
Arden arcs a brow.
Or rather, they're our best clients.
Seems fitting. They seem to be as comically villainous as possible.
And very discreet.
Yeah, that's charming. Listen, first of all, I would suggest a mask when standing in an enclosed room with poisonous gases around you, but it's your... I guess it must be good for the fortitude. And second, I wish to know how soon we plan to land at Roqueport.
About 2 weeks.
About 2 weeks. Excellent. And I guess in terms of discretion, since you obviously have something that you wish to be discreet about, perhaps you would respect my privacy and the privacy of my companions.
Oh, Miss Wedgerson.
Why her specifically, Captain?
I think we both can understand what discreetness means.
Arden crosses his arms. Can we?
You've also got somebody that generally Roqueport doesn't like.
Yes.
Beyond Wedgerson.
Yes. And I could also sink this ship before it ever gets anywhere near the port.
Have you ever heard of the tale where two people try to get across a river and they just stab each other before they get there?
I do.
Not a great deal.
Not a great deal. So you understand that while you leave us alone then?
Well, yes. I mean, what's the worst that happens? I lace your food with a fun time?
I have my own rations.
But I feel like that's a waste of this product.
It probably is.
After all, I'll only get paid once I bring you to port.
Exactly.
And I have to keep this front up.
And I believe
So
alive is also part of that contingent as well.
The what?
living a state of life.
Oh, I was thinking about the wonderful review that you and your group were going to give us when we drop you off at port.
Yelp.
Yeah, we're gonna get on the docs. First thing we're gonna do is go to the Yelp message board and put up a lovely 3-paragraph note about the time that we had, the excellent view, and the charming crew.
I like the mints on the pillows.
At the Shrieking Mary.
You should talk about us at the local guilds.
If we have business there, I'm sure I will sing your praise to all of the best poisoners I can.
We do more than poison. We do magical potions, too.
Yes, I know that is a magical poison you're concocting.
Well, that's just both right there.
Delightful.
It's a double whammy. We hit you magically and non-magically.
You don't want to buy one of these potions?
Actually, after describing scrolls, I have 4.5 gold left.
Didn't you ask how much?
Because I don't know how much money you guys have, and I'm not going to be like, hey, I'm going to make some scrolls. Could I, bum a few bucks for materials, bro?
I mean, anyways, continue.
I feel like we can have a mutually beneficial relationship.
Yes. Let's just mind all of our own business and get to the end of this trip. Calmly, peacefully.
Don't drink any of the wine, by the way.
I had not intended. Bottle in hand.
We probably should put a sign on that.
Or lock your pantry. Or not put the wine out there.
That's where you put wine, though.
Move the rack inside your lab. Keep your poisons in one place. Is this why you don't have a cook?
We've done traveling, and if you've ever been to a hostel, generally the kitchen's open for everyone to use, and you just expect they clean up after themselves. You just stock the fridge and they'll eat.
Yes, but you didn't answer the question.
I was answering with our strategy for feeding the crew.
Yes.
And the people on the boat who paid to be here.
Yes.
Customers, that's what those are called.
Well, I'm glad we at least have an understanding here. I will let you get back to your work because I'm sure you can appreciate the value of uninterrupted work. So I will let you get to it.
We need 4 gallons of that by the end of tonight. She says back to the crew, and they go, ugh.
Are we good here, Captain?
I believe so.
Okay. Thank you for your time.
You're very welcome. And they do a little curtsy.
Arden nods.
And as they rise from their curtsy, the wall shuts.
See, that's how you open a secret door, is you get somebody to do it for you. No search check required.
The Curse of Coeurasa is a production of Reno Area Anthropomorphic Arts and Recreation for BLFC 2023. This episode was edited, mixed, and mastered by AJ the Ratty. Yima Quinn is our game master and the voice of Zos and the NPCs. Arden Renshaw is played by Hawkfeather. Therrin Perch is played by Dejarum's Pony. Bada Amaka is played by Dabbles. Samuel Horstrom is played by Damek Kritu. Original music by Foxamore. You can find more music from Foxamore at foxamore.bandcamp.com and on Spotify. For more information about BLFC, the theme, and the lore behind your favorite characters and settings, visit goblfc.org.
If I remember correctly, I'll roll checks for that later.
Oh, okay.
So the crew would just say, stay quiet, and then just wait for a more convenient moment to panic about the nightmare creature that consumed a person.
Most people probably wouldn't charge that thing. They might run and hide.
Yes. Well,
They may not stay there to watch.
I applaud the crew for the very calm and quiet response to the nightmare.
There were also 2 people who were concerned but not panicked about it right in front of it. So maybe that helped.
The mysterious passengers were okay with the nightmare creature eating their friend, and everybody was like, oh, yeah, okay.